Okay, round 2. This will be my perfume gift guide for him video. We just did the one for her. So today it's all about the men in our life. But of course, a lot of those perfumes are quite unisex and you can give them to whoever you would like. But I decided on half of the things I gifted to my husband or love to smell my husband, and ones that I wear where I think a lot of men would also love to receive them. Let's start with a bang, which is Creed Royal Oud. This is one that my husband got last year and he wears it all the time. It's his event perfume. It smells so good. I don't think I would wear it every single day, but it's a special occasion perfume in my opinion. And I mean, the price tag is also very special and it's so much more wearable than it seems. It's not really about the oud. There's this very citrusy freshness to it. There's bergamot in here, lime, but then you get the spiciness from the pepper, the angelica, there's cardamom in here and cloves, and then you get this very smooth base of amber and musk and frankincense, guaiac wood and the oud. But it's not a very heavy fragrance. It remains quite fresh because of the top note, which doesn't stay just at the top, which I adore. It's so addictive. It is quite strong. I feel like it's so elegant and just perfect. Then we have a classic, which is Bleu de Chanel by Chanel. I said in the other video that I would not gift Chanel perfumes to a woman. If you know the woman you want to gift it likes Chanel, of course, you do you. But if you don't know it, I would not blind buy a Chanel perfume and gift it to anyone because, for example, I myself do not like most of the perfumes from the Chanel classic lineup on my skin. I love the Privé line a lot more, but back to the men. So Bleu de Chanel, and also I think there's one called Platinum Egoist, also the Allure one, and so many more are just absolutely beautiful and easy to wear. And I chose Bleu de Chanel because I think nobody's gonna hate it. It's just a very fresh, very out of the shower type of scent, but in the most elegant way. I love the bottle. I love the color of the bottle, and it's just a very easy to wear scent. And what I love is that it has the subtle sweetness to it. There's some tonka bean in here, some vanilla, but it's just in the background and making the perfume more round. You have all of those citruses. There's some mandarin in here, some lemon, but then you have those woody notes, the vetiver, the cedar wood, which gives it this kick. An amazing cheapie, which I gifted my husband, is Anafi by Korres. And this brand in general is such a beautiful brand. I love all of their products basically, but I love the perfumes because I like so many of them, but also the price is so good. I love the bottles and the packaging. They always have the notes on the bottles, and Anafi is such a good spring and summer scent. It reminds me a lot of the classic Cologne by Acqua di Parma because it's a very citrusy, fresh scent. It has bergamot and grapefruit, mandarin, but then it has those more spicy notes like the lavender, the nutmeg, and then the base is very interesting with some vetiver and sandalwood. I love both of those notes, and together it's just perfect. It's such an easy to wear scent, and you can just overspray and you're good to go. And speaking about vetiver, I love the note of vetiver. It's such an interesting note, and one perfume I think will be perfect to gift is Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford. I don't enjoy every single one of Tom Ford's creations, but this one, especially from the signature collection, from the more inexpensive collection, is one where I think this is going to suit so many people. It's fresh, it's green, it's woody, it's citrusy, it has some spice. It has similarities to the one before, but it's just a lot more strong and a little bit more edgy. So it has grapefruit in here, some sage, some woods. In the heart you have iris, which I think is such a beautiful note in this perfume. Nutmeg as well, and then the base notes, of course, there's the vetiver, oak moss, and amberwood. So you see it's a lot more spicy and deep. Also has a better performance, and I love the bottle on this one. The next one is such an underdog, and this one is another 13 by Le Labo. And this one I received as a sample. I sprayed it on myself, I sprayed it on my husband, didn't think about it. I think I couldn't even smell it on myself at first. And then I went to someone and the person immediately asked me, what is it that you're wearing? And it was this one. And it was the same with my husband. So this is one that is totally unisex, but it's just this, it's not like masculine or feminine. It's just like an addictive, interesting smell, and you really want to get to know the scent if you smell it. So in here there's a lot of ambroxan. It's an ambroxan heavy smell with some ambrette seeds, with some pear, jasmine, and moss. But actually I do not smell the pear, the jasmine, or the moss. To me it's a ambroxan ambrette seed bomb, but in the most subdued, elegant way. It's something I cannot really explain, but those typical molecule scents, I love molecule 02 on myself and also on other people. It's just something you cannot explain. It's just addictive smelling, and this one is so nicely made, and also the longevity on me and sillage was big. A lot of people say it doesn't last on them, or the sillage wasn't the best, but on me it was very, very good. The next one is a new discovery to me, which is called Bergamot by Malin and Goetz. And this one reminds me of Bergamot 22 by Le Labo, but on me it was a little bit more sweet and fruity, and I just thought about it more than the Bergamot 22. I love it on my husband. My husband loves fragrances like that, and I just feel like it's such an easy reach. It's a citrusy, fresh perfume with some spices, with some fruits, and it has a very crazy note of bell pepper, which I do not smell, but it has a lot of bergamot, grapefruit, mandarin orange, lemon, and lime. So it's very citrusy, but in the most refreshing way. And then you have in the heart the cardamom, the ginger, the black pepper. So it gets quite spicy, but not too much. And then the base, it has beautiful, almost like blonde woods. It has cedar woods and sandalwood, amberwood, and some musk. So it stays quite light if you think about woods. It's not a very wet and dark wood type of base. It's very light when it comes to that, and I just think it's such a beautiful perfume. I would wear it myself. I see it on my husband, and I love the bottle and the concept. If you want to give a perfume that screams luxury, I think Irish Leather by Memo Paris is it. This is one of the most beautiful leather perfumes that I know of. I don't usually like those very loud, heavy leather perfumes, but this one is so smooth and woven into all of these other notes that it's just so perfect. It is quite masculine leaning, so I have a hard time wearing it, but on a man it's just absolutely divine. It is quite spicy and green and woody. To me, it's like a masculine leaning green leather scent. It's just beautiful. The moment I smelled it for the first time, I just had in my mind beauty. It's just a beauty of a perfume. It's a creamy perfume as well. I think there's some orris in here, which gives me this very creamy iris feeling that I had in the original Dior Homme, and also that I feel like it is in Iris Malikan by Maison Crivelli. Those two perfumes are like very beautiful, creamy, deep scents, and this one is the more fresh sister because it has this juniper berry, and the mate gives it this more green freshness to it, but still it has this deepness. It's so interesting. It's so luxurious and elegant smelling. I love the bottle and I'm just in love with this scent. I also love to give discovery sets because sometimes you do not know what the other person wants to smell like, and so I thought about one that I think is a very great discovery set, which is the Jo Malone Cologne Intense collection. I love all of the perfumes in this collection. First of all, the performance is so much better than the original Jo Malone scents. Second of all, they are so perfect because they are more deep than the other perfumes in their classic line, but they still remain quite playful and easy to wear. My husband wears the Vetiver one so much, and it is so addictive. I love the Myrrh and Tonka one. I also share the, what is it called, Amber, the Amber one with him as well, which is a little bit more of a fresh, quite spicy cold scent. They're so interesting and I love the bottles as well. And then, because I did talk about it, I have to tell you about Dior Homme. This to me is the most perfect fall and winter type of scent, the perfect date scent. It's so sexy, so luxurious smelling. It's an iris, sweet iris type of scent that does have some masculine touches, but is definitely unisex, and it has this sweetness to it. It did get reformulated, or they changed everything, the packaging, the formula, everything. So I think there is one version left that smells like it did before. All of the other ones have a different smell. So the one I will link down in the description box is the one that I refer to, which is the one I fell in love with. And it's just the most cozy, snuggle, sexy scent for men and women. When I asked my husband what he would put into this video, he immediately said Imagination by Louis Vuitton. And this is a banger. This is one of the freshest perfumes in his collection that has a almost beast mode longevity. It's so long lasting on him. I can smell him from day to night, no problem. It is a very fresh, citrusy, aquatic scent. And aquatic scents to me can be a little bit of a challenging thing, but in here it's so nicely made that it's just fitting and it's just so addictive. So in here you have Chinese black tea, which is one of my favorite notes. It has bergamot, it has ambrox, which you can definitely tell. It is a very synthetic type of perfume. All of Louis Vuitton perfumes are quite synthetic to me, but this is just done right. It has some cinnamon in here, some ginger, some cedar, so it has this spiciness to it. It's quite green, but it remains quite fresh and citrusy, and it's nothing like your typical out of the shower type of scent. It's just elevated and it's so nicely made. There is an alternative from Zara, which is called Sunrise on the Red Sand Dunes or something like that. It's quite nice, but of course, it's not Louis Vuitton. It's not the original, but it is quite nice if you want to have something on a budget. And lastly, I have one that is the perfect Christmas scent, which is called Herod by Parfums de Malin. And this one is one that Olivier Pecheux created, and he also created Divi Vanille from Essential Parfum. And so they are very similar to each other. So if you want to have the more edgy, luxurious one, go with Herod. If you want a more easy made, but very, very nice, more affordable one, go with Essential Parfum. So both of them are sweet and spicy and quite gourmand smelling with a heavy dose of woodiness to it. And they both share this sharpness, so they are quite edgy. And I have been wearing Carrot the last winter, and now the sharp note is something I do not want to have on my skin, but I love it on my husband. So a lot of people say it's similar to an apple pie, like a boozy apple pie. I don't really get apple, but I get like this fruity note. And there is osmanthus in here, which can give this fruity impression, but it's definitely cinnamony and cozy. It reminds me of the Christmas market, because this sharp note that I talked about is almost giving me like a cold feeling, like a cool, cold feeling. But then you have this very warm, spicy cinnamon, you have tobacco, you have frankincense, you have a very big dose of vanilla, and it's quite spicy and warm, and it has this fruity aspect to it, and definitely some tobacco. And it has this booze, and I don't know where the booze is coming from, but I do get it on both of us. So it's a very complex scent. I love the bottle, and I love how long it lasts. It's so long lasting. It lasts longer than the Vivani, but it's also more expensive. These were all of my picks for the perfume gift guide for him. Let me know what you think about the perfumes. Let me know what you're gonna gift the men in your life this year, if you want to give them some perfumes. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.